not great, but they finished the tournament really strong. So, you know, their preparation is thereabouts. But like most teams, they don't have a lot of preparation coming into this big tournament.
So Iraq, they'll be aiming to spring the upset perhaps today, at least get a win and maybe give themselves a chance of moving on. They come into this again having gone through the additional qualifying round. We know their coach, Veselin Matic, who has coached several teams before, including, you know, one of the powerhouses, Iran. And here he is now with Iraq, and I guess you could say that this team is in good hands with him.
Yeah, I think his last team he was coaching was India. He's done a pretty good job there. But I'm really looking forward to this Mayfield player, this athlete. And I think he's going to be the main focus for them. And they've got a pretty massive size advantage, it looks like, as well.
Yeah, Demario Mayfield playing at the point and has pretty much done it all for this team in the qualifying. He'll have the ball in his hands a lot, and he'll be playing a lot of big minutes. So the players now on the court for the national anthems of Iraq and New Zealand.
National anthem of Iraq. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of New Zealand.
Okay, national anthems have been played. Judge Flabel, his first FIBA Asia Cup for New Zealand, former New Zealand national team guard, shaking hands with Veselin Matic, veteran coach from Serbia. And anybody that has watched the Tall Blacks over the years knows what is coming next. We're going to see the haka. You want to give us a quick summary of what the haka is, Pero? the haka. Pero, did you like doing the haka back in the day?
Yeah, went a little hard in my early years, and it didn't pay well going into the first couple of minutes of the game. But, you know, every time you have a good haka, you feel good going into the game, and you play great.
Okay, well, that was handled well, and now we're going to see the rosters for both teams, the starting fives, but before that also we're going to see the referees. Always a big honor for the referees to be able to come and do an event like this. But first we're going to see the starting five. Demario Mayfield, Ihab Al-Zahiri, Tulfulkar, Hassan Abdullah, and Ali Ismail, the starting five. Abbas, Ali Ibrahimi, Al-Musawi, Nahi El-Kafaji, Abdul Allah, and Al-Kanawi coming off the bench for Coach Veselin Matic. Veselin Matic, very, very enthusiastic seeing him yesterday in the warm-ups with this team. I felt like he really, you know, he's living the life that he wants to live, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very, very, when we were watching him yesterday in training, it was great to watch.
There he is, Veselin Matic. Now, you coached against him, right?
I did when he was in India. Very theatrical, very loud. The whole stadium can hear him. But he's great. You know, he's been to a number of countries, done a great job.
Okay, so for New Zealand, Mojave Jackson King, we're going to get to see him for the first time with the Tall Blacks. Taylor Britt, a veteran, Max Darling, Toei Smith-Milder, and Jordan Natai, along with Davis and Russo Nance, a whole cast of characters. Anybody specifically? Flynn Cameron, who I think you know pretty well.
Well, Natai's the leader of this group. And it's great to have a little bit of experience with him and Tohi coming in. But they've got a very athletic group, very young group coming through. And obviously Taylor Britt's been solid for a number of years for this group.
And you saw Judd Flavel. Any pressure on him coming into this game?
I think it's great. You know, he's been in the job over a year now. And he's going to do a great job with these young guys. And it's always, you know, you don't know what you're going to get when you come to Asia Cup. This is our third time here, and it's interesting, you know.
Well, there's Matic, and again, Iraq come out, shake hands with the ref. New Zealand, remember the system of competition for FIBA changed and started in 2017 with the qualifications for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019. And that is when New Zealand and Australia entered the Asian competition. And back in Lebanon, 2017, Australia won it, and New Zealand finished fourth. And then when you coached the team and head coach in 2022, you guys finished third. Well, hello, everybody. We are underway here in Jeddah, and New Zealand coming out, winning the opening tip, going up against Iraq and missing with their first attempt. Looks like New Zealand want to play fast and they want to get the shots up.
Yes, immediate full court pressure. You know, if you look out there, everybody's very similar size, so it looks like they're going to push up the court for most of the game and put them under some pressure.
Here's the pass, and deflected into the hands of Natai, who's the captain of this Tall Blacks team. Here's Max Darling, high arcing three. And a push, they will keep it at this end. New Zealand maybe look a little undersized, but boxing out technique.
15 on the shot clock. 15.
There's Flavo. So they are making sure they got the call right. Not exactly sure what it is. Okay, so they're going to inbound it. Taylor Britt, 15 on the shot clock. He gets it to King, back down low. Darling comes in, gets blocked, and there's Britt following, and he is swatted.
Hands.
Al-Zahiri, the big center. Abdullah lets it fly. The three-pointer is good.
Big shot for Abdullah. Get them started. Relax the nerves.
Tall Blacks will be glad to see the first one go down. They get it, goes off the hands of Smith-Milner. And now the hands from Taylor Britt leads to a fast break opportunity. Goes behind the back, gets it back, and King lays it up and in, gets his first bucket. He's definitely an athlete.
Good finish here by Mojave. Awkward landing.
Ishmael gets it back to Abdullah. Ishmael gets it on the deck, goes in. Good control of the body, absorbs the contact. Now Britt takes it deep and likes what he gets. Now, when he was playing for you, he was one of the guys coming off the bench, but he has a much more important role this season or this summer.
Taylor's grown every year, and he was a solid part of us for a number of years. He's a little banged up at the moment. He's just shaking it off, but I think he'll find his way in this tournament.
So shot
Let's go
clock,
back.
I think.
22. 22, shot clock, 22.
So shot clock not starting on time. That's what the other delay was, and now they've had it again, so they got to make sure that they start the shot clock.
Good, let's go.
Good refereeing. Spotting that. Al-Zahiri hands it off to Mayfield. Abdullah, the three, goes down looking for the call, doesn't get anything. Natai looks up the floor, and King changes directions and is fouled by Mayfield.
Calm him down. 0-0, green.
Yeah, tough one there for Mayfield. He's one guy that can't get into early foul trouble. But on the other side, Mojave attacking the rim, doing what he does best.
Should say Yevgeny Mikhaev from Kazakhstan, Harja Jaladri from Indonesia, and Mohamed Taha from Jordan. The referees for today's game. King goes to the line and makes the first. And in fact, a very long refereeing career will come to an end at this FIBA Asia Cup for Harja Jaladri. So it's been a big time for him. This will probably be an emotional event for him, as well as for a couple other referees who will be hanging him up after this one. So King so far making his presence felt. Mayfield sees what's available, bounce pass in to Al-Zahiri, and there's excellent work following it up, tapping it in. Ishmael.
Shot clock,
No,
20.
Iraq's got
Come
some
on, guys.
shooters
20.
and doing a good job crashing the boards.
Yeah, burning the coverage here, hard show, slipped it, and then just a bit late on the takeout on the weak side. I thought he was going to shoot it there.
There's Taylor Britt, puts it up and in. Well, see if that calms down New Zealand. They go up 9-7. Both teams maybe shaking off the cobwebs. Inside it goes Al-Zahiri, Smith-Milner. There's Toi. Now Abdullah inside the arc. Good job crashing the boards. King. Here comes Britt. Crosses midcourt. Gets it to Darling for three. Good with the rebound. Toi can shoot it, but he's short. And they're fortunate, New Zealand, that Iraq, they leaked out early to get a fast break. Here's Ismail again. Tulfikar missing it from deep. And the ball goes out of bounds. And we're going to see some early substitutions. Flynn Cameron's going to check in, as well as Ben Gold. Max Darling and Taylor Britt are going to go out. Ben Gold's been playing some college basketball at Marquette.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been part of the program for the last 2 or 3 years. When he's available, he's jumped in and been great. He's put some size on, actually.
He's muscled up a little bit. Here's Flynn, gets inside. And ball goes out of bounds. Flynn Cameron, one of the players that was in the FIBA Basketball World Cup team of New Zealand in 2023. Hard to believe time flies 2 years later.
Yeah. Up the court defense again, picking them up early, trying to wear out Mayfield. Hopefully those dividends pay off in the fourth quarter. I don't think he's had a look yet. This is his first look coming now.
Mayfield calmly gets inside, puts it up and in. That's exactly what Iraq need. They're spreading it around really pretty well. Flynn Cameron. Natai to Gold. Back outside it goes. Natai. And Gold taps it out. And then Gold hustles back and gets it right back. Now Cameron goes down the base. Oh, nice spin. Puts it up and in. Oh, good break from Iraq, and then the recovery from Flynn Cameron to get the block. Tane Murray's going to come into the game for King.
I don't think Iraq have had any subs yet.
I guess he likes the way his team has started. Here's Iraq on the attack. Drive again. Tulfikar gets his first bucket. Now Cameron gets in and tried to score with the left hand. Mayfield fouled by Natai as he brings it back up the floor.
That's Natai's second.
So Carlin Davison's going to check into the game. What do you see there, Pero?
I mean, that was Natai's second, and it's still halfway through the first quarter.
So not a good development for the tall
Yeah, I think they're missing some easy open threes, but hopefully that'll change later. And defensively, they're not getting to what they want to get to.
Well, Ben Gold getting the hand up, the block.
Great defense there.
Okay, so it's 11-11, New Zealand, Iraq. Whistle blows again, 2 free throws.
Strong move by Tane there. I think that's a great move by Tane. You know, they've missed their first 4 or 5 threes out the bat. They've taken quick ones, and Tane is a very good shooter. And he was smart enough just to put it and get to the foul line. Put it on the ground and get to the foul line.
Gosh, just another illustration of how fast time goes. Remember Tane Murray when he was just off to UVA to play college basketball, and here he is now launching his pro career. Also exciting to see Jack Andrew in the game. First minutes for him, big number 27. Hamoudi, meanwhile, Tulfikar Hamoudi goes out. And we're getting our first look here at Al-Gahawi. Abbas Al-Gahawi gets it over to Ishmael. Mayfield.
Great
blocked.
defense here.
Davidson gets the swat. Here is in low, and Andrew misses. Flynn Cameron gets the rebound. Now Davidson puts it up from deep. That jump shot no good. Davidson very active since coming into the game.
Ooh.
And now about the gold going up for the first dunk from New Zealand.
Great pass by Colin Davidson there, pushing off the break.
Here's Mayfield, gets into the lane, back outside. Ishmael launches, and Andrew with the rebound, hands it off to Flynn Cameron, who gets it across midcourt. Al-Ganawi commits the foul. So the first little burst here from New Zealand, where you're starting to feel like they got a chance to maybe put some distance between themselves and Iraq.
You can see the pace of the game is starting to catch some of the Iraqi players here. I mean, look at Mayfield. He is very, very tired, and I think he's only had 2 looks. You know, he's the main guy, and he's been doing a lot of work bringing the ball up. And I think they've just put in their second sub, toward the end of the quarter.
Was there a fundamental change with New Zealand's approach to basketball? Remember going back to 2019 at the World Cup when you guys decided you're going to try to outscore teams and try to play a little bit faster? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
you guys were the highest scoring team in 2019.
Not too sure what you told about this.
Because when you were playing with the triangle offense, it was a much slower pace.
That was the error.
The lack of speed factor. Al-Jahari gets it down low.
Good moves.
Puts up a difficult shot. Jack Andrew did a good job just staying on his feet. Tane Murray, nice no look. And Davidson goes up and just short of what would have been a sensational dunk. And Mayfield goes down, has it knocked away by Davidson. Gold, look at him handle the ball well for the big fella.
Oh, that's a foul. Hard luck.
And now quickly, Iraq try to capitalize. A lot of reaching.
Not too sure what they're going to have called here. Just normal foul on the ground. Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, Tane Murray has to be careful about wrapping him up. It's borderline unsportsmanlike. So Flynn Cameron and Ben Gold go back out of the game. And Darling returns, as well as Taylor Britt. Spinning drive, no good. Now Britt and New Zealand. Britt lets it fly. Oh boy, that's a no-no if you're Iraq. And they get away with it. Never supposed to save it. Throw the ball back under the basket on that play. And again, maybe forcing it up a little bit. Al-Kanawi. Britt quickly with a weaving run. Davidson goes up. Al-Zahari with quite a block. But a foul has been called. In fact, that was Al-Kafaji going up for the block. With a little finger wag, a la Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah. I mean, it's great Iraq competing at the rim. Their size has been a little bit telling. There's just no easy finishes there. And New Zealand just going to keep going. Keep pushing, trying to get easy scores in the break.
Davidson certainly making a good impression, although he misses the free throw. Playing with his defense, quick hands, getting out in the open floor.
He's an exciting young talent coming through the ranks. Young and very, I think he's 20, 21, and this is his second year in the Tall Blacks. He had a stint a couple of years ago. He's just an unbelievable athlete, and he'll get better with time. A real competitor.
Tufekar back in doing the ball handling as Mayfield sits, and a turnover, another chance for New Zealand. Davidson goes up. Iraq going to force him to go to the free throw line. That foul will be on Al-Samawi.
2 free throws coming up for New Zealand, number 12, Max Darling.
So Darling, big and strong. Quite an athlete as well, but he misses the first. Gets the second to go. Final minute of the opening quarter, Iraq. Things have kind of dried up for them offensively. And here's coming in from the baseline. That's a good play. Finished off nicely by Abdul Allah. And Britt doesn't wait around, does he?
Very fast.
Out to the wing, Tufekar gets in, nice drive, and he's fouled. A chance to go to the line for a three-point play. And looks like Darling also may have caught a finger to the eye or something, but look at this.
Great finish here by Hamodi.
And definitely nice aggressive play, and he gets the reward, so it's 21-15.
Yeah, they just got to solve that on ball out there. They're squeezing, it looks like, and Iraq are able to turn the corner there and get on the rim every time.
New Zealand probably gonna, nope, they're not gonna hold it for the last shot, and King just knocks it down, and it was the last shot, in fact, so nice way to finish the first quarter for New Zealand. They lead it 24-16 over Iraq.
Napero there, we're going to see some shooting stats, I believe. And I guess both teams kind of started cold. So the three-pointers aren't really falling.
I think there was a big hit by Mojave right at the end of the quarter there. I think the only other three they hit was T. Britt early in the game. But, you know, they for a moment there, they were like 1 for 8. But to go into the second quarter, finish off that quarter, I think a big hit. And, you know, they're slowly getting on top there. Mayfield had to go off there, just the intensity, he just couldn't keep up with it.
But, I mean, there were some positive signs from Iraq. If they can focus on those things, they can stay in this game.
Look, they got to turn the corner and get a lot of opportunity on the rim. And then their bigs are cleaning up down the other end on missed threes. Looks like they're getting in a little bit of foul trouble. How many times did the Kiwis get to the foul line? You know, that's telling. Yeah.
And they've got some size down low as well, which is maybe an advantage. I mean, it's helped them keep the game close because they've had a few shots that they've blocked from New Zealand. So, Courtside 1891, folks. You want to make sure you get that app in your smartphone. Scan the QR code to get it. Allows you to watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Second quarter underway here. It's New Zealand with that three-pointer right into the first quarter, going up by 8 points, their biggest lead of the game, and here they get a stop and a chance to go up by even more. Britt puts it up, and he is fouled by Al-Kafaji. That's a big no-no, isn't it?
Yeah, you just want to contest that pull-up deep two. It's hard though in the heat of competition starting the second quarter because you want to come out aggressive. And, you know, he's playing hard. I know he, in the first quarter there, he took down a few guys too. And you got to love that.
So here's Britt showing some leadership in this early going for New Zealand. Get a lot of touches. Quiet-ish start for Toei Smith-Milner. He's back in the game.
He's picked up a little bit of a cork down the other end.
What's a cork?
A little knee to the quad.
Oh, okay. Seeing first minutes for Ale Bahimi in the game. Now he's trying to post up, and beautiful drive, but the finish wasn't there for Tolfikar. It's one that he'll regret. Here's Tane Murray. Oh, nice move into the lane, and he gets it to go.
Great finish there by Tane.
Good job by Tane Murray. I mean, I would have thought maybe the whistle would have blown on that finish, but he just got up and ran the other way. Iraq starting to feel the pressure, down by 12 points. A little turnaround right at the line. Now quickly, Smith-Milner hands it off to Britt again. Smith-Milner out to Darling.
Good extra pass there.
Toei Smith-Milner, and a push on New Zealand will get the basketball back to Iraq. So what you got to do, Peru, we didn't really talk about this, but you've got to finish. If you finish first, as Britt goes out of the game, catches a breather, you win the group, you go straight to the quarterfinals. If you finish second or third, then you go into the qualification for the quarterfinals. And if you finish fourth in the group, that's it. You don't move on. So just bear that in mind. Goal difference, everything else. Everything matters. Got to play every possession. Could come down, something might come down to a tiebreaker. Iraq have to keep battling away, but here's a turnover and almost a foul there. It's Dante.
Ooh, what a block.
Got it. Tekin gets blocked. First minutes for Russo Nass. And then from the right corner, and that's a big play. Ala Abdul Allah. That's a 5-point swing. Makes it. Max Darling missing. Another chance to run for Iraq. Ooh. Goes back in. Max Darling does a good job covering. Now Murray quickly up to Smith-Milner. Beautiful pass, Smith-Milner to Murray, and he's fouled. Tane Murray having his best moments for the Tall Blacks from what I've seen.
Great pass and cut there by Tane and good feed by Tohi. Looking to finish with and one.
So Tamari steps to the line and makes the free throw. Nice follow through. So Mayfield had to sit down because he was just worn out. And the problem that he's going to face is, you know, that every time he's on the court, he's going to get full attention New Zealand defensively.
You know, and everyone can see he's the heart of this team. He's averaging nearly a triple-double in the tournaments. Yeah, prior.
Oh, another three-pointer for Iraq. And as long as they can knock those down, Abdul-Allah bringing the spark. They can stay with this New Zealand team. Back to a 9-point deficit. Oh, nice pass to King. King, oh. Nice shifty move inside.
Great finish there. Coming on balance. Got to 2 feet and was able to finish on a strong move.
Mayfield, Allah might have been fouled. Mayfield gets it up, and it's a little bit long. Russo Nats just grazes the net, goes out of bounds. One thing you'd say about New Zealand, even when you talk about goal, every single player can rebound and run immediately into the fast break.
Yeah, look, I think Iraq has finished stronger in the last kind of 2 or 3 possessions, hitting threes. And Mayfield starting to find his feet a little, distributing open shots, and not necessarily bringing the ball up. So they're saving him to get the catch down the other end.
Okay, timeout, New Zealand. We're going to get down to the huddle and listen to Coach Flavo. Okay, not sure you could hear what Coach was saying there, but okay, now I think we can hear something. But in any event, we'll get that straight for the next time. What do you think he would have said?
Look, they would address some easy looks, corner looks, overhelping, and then a couple transition kind of pushes and them getting open looks, you know, basically every time they get on the rim, and just continue the plan of playing full court and wearing them down and making them work.
Picked up the dribble right before midcourt. That was dangerous. Al-Kafaji came to help out. And the ball turned over. No, they get it back. King. Tulfikar has it. Iraq down by 11. Mayfield bounce pass, Al-Kafaji. Iraq trying to make, you know, they're making the right passes. They've got the right ideas. They're just not able to finish them off.
Look, Mayfield made the right choice there. They doubled him off an on-ball and he hit the slip guy. They just couldn't execute down the end, but they're starting to get it. Ooh.
They inbound it to Tulfikar. He turns and scores over Britt. So Tulfikar Hamoudi, now Smith-Milner still looking for his first to go down from deep. Strong rebound. Al-Ibrahimi. Mayfield. Oh,
ooh.
And the whistle blows, so he will get to the line. I almost thought that Mayfield maybe made that shot harder than it needed to be. He could have just gone up with his left hand on the left side of the rim. But at least he gets to the free throw line. Smith-Milner's going to check out.
It's always tougher when a big is in there meeting you and you tend to go back to what you're used to, is using the rim as a shield. But another great take.
Jordan Hunt checks into the game for the first time. Now, he made his Asia Cup bow for you in 2022 and has also been playing some basketball in jolly old England.
Look, he had a solid tournament the other week in China. Pick and pop is his game, and he's really, really excelled in that area.
Here's Ben Gold letting it fly. Jordan Hunt crashes the board. He goes out of bounds. It's going to stay at this end. Britt able to inbound it to Hunt. Gold. And the ball goes out. Oh, that's part of his repertoire, the three-point shot, but these New Zealanders right now are not hitting those threes, are they?
No, it's looking tough out there. Got to persist with it though, because that's what they're giving up.
Iraq trying to, doing a good job, in fact, down 7. Mayfield going right at King, then stops and puts it up. Looks for the three, the foul, doesn't get it. The referee tells him to get up. Flynn lets it fly and he misses. But the ball tapped into the hands of Hunt, who gratefully receives it and gets his first bucket.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And they do get it in just in time. Oh, nice turn, and again, Al Ibrahimi.
Tough finish.
But right to the other end, King. Hunt almost able to get the rebound, but Al Ibrahimi brings it down, and now the break, and Iraq it down, and Taylor Britt whistled for the foul. So Iraq have battled their way right back into this. Taylor Britt bent over like he's injured. Something's wrong. You said he was carrying an injury coming into this.
Not too sure if he was. Oh, he looks like he's
he got
taking
it where
a knee to the groin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at that play.
Never nice.
He's a tough customer, Taylor.
Davidson back in, Andrew back in. So Britt's going to sit down. Haven't taken one for the team, but he's also put Ala Abdul Allah, who's the leading scorer for Iraq with 8 points, going to the line. This is the first. Are you suggesting that I jinxed him?
I'm not saying anything, Jeff.
Oh, he missed both. Well, that's a missed opportunity for Iraq. Now quickly, Davison. Gold again, and up and down, traveled.
Starts creeping in when you miss a few. You kind of doubt yourself a little. You just got to keep going, being aggressive, making a quick decision on your catch to shoot it or rip, or keep it moving.
Well, he's missed a couple, but I mean, nobody's really shot it well for New Zealand from three-point range. Just 2 of 16 from deep. Tolfikar drives in and again provides some offense for this Iraq team. And for a team that was down 12 points, they've done a good job of scrapping away here, and Flavio has to call a timeout. Now let's see if we can hear what he has to say this time.
Guys, I'm getting to the spot quick enough when we go under. There's no ball pressure. We're doing a great job offensively, just jamming and hitting wide open shots. It's just down here, fellas.
It's all the little stuff. Like, we take care of the little stuff. Everything else is easy.
Listen, guarding the ball is top priority right now. Guarding the ball. You've got Mayfield here. Look, he's gone left, gone left, gone left. You cannot open up. You've got to level him out. Okay? We have hard shows, so we have hard shows coming at him. Listen, we got to do a much. We got to pick it up defensively. We haven't got out and run as much as we want to. We're going to see zone now. We're still in the flow. Roll, be an open target around the basket.
Get the ball out quick and go.
What did you get out of that timeout?
Yeah,
there,
some great words there by the leader, Natai, talking about, on the defensive end, they need to be sharper, square up the ball. Mayfield is really taking control and creating opportunities for the rest of his team, not necessarily scoring by himself, but...
Well, Flynn Cameron down on the hardwood, battling away with Iraq, and New Zealand going to keep it. Good job getting it back, Cameron. Well, it has to be a little bit of a frustrating few minutes for New Zealand because you're right on top of them by 12. Iraq are hanging around, but that could be a big play getting the ball back. Here's Andrew, but he gets blocked once again. And I'll tell you what, that low post, Ali Brahimi, he has been terrific since coming into the game.
Yeah, he's a tough defender down there.
Now Mayfield gets on the baseline and goes and scores. Gets it over Flynn Cameron. Natai thought about it. Just 21 years of age, Ali Brahimi, clearly a big part of the present and future for this team. Here's Gold, short. Davison had it, and then Ali Brahimi knocks it out of bounds. He's listed as a center, Ali Ibrahimi. I mean, he's 6'8", 2.05 meters in height, but he plays bigger than that. Then Gold hustles to the basketball. Cameron, short. And the woeful shooting from New Zealand continues from three-point range. Iraq, if they knock down a three-pointer here, they can tie it. Mayfield takes it in. Torfikar, nice pass coming in from the baseline, and Iraq score and close the gap to one, and that was Ala Abdul Allah. He's got 10 points. Now Murray. Confidence growing with Iraq. Nice pass, Davison inside, and Andrew misses an easy one, gets it back, and he's fouled. He'll be mad that he didn't score, but at least he'll go to the line.
Yeah, it's contagious when you stop, missing threes, and it just keeps coming, and it gets even more open, and they back up and dare you to take it, and then suddenly you start missing the easy ones. It just keeps kind of feeding disaster, should I say, and now we're a one-point game.
Well, good job, Andrew. Takes his time, makes the first. What do you need? You just need one or two to drop, and then all of a sudden the confidence goes up?
I think they just got to be aggressive, get on the front foot, and start attacking the rim.
Yeah.
In transition, don't settle for threes, get to the foul line, and put their bigs, their centers in compromised position, which is not too.
Oh, there's a break for New Zealand. The inbound goes off, and boy, do they get punished. Iraq, the three-pointer from Taylor Britt. And from knocking on the door to taking the lead, now Iraq trail by 6 points. Tolfikar from downtown, he gets it right back. Cameron drifts in, puts it up, and now they're starting to fall for New Zealand.
Tough shot. They got to keep working Mayfield full court.
That's one thing you say about the New Zealand guards. They're very shifty with their movements. It's kind of hard to, got to really move your feet to stay in front of them. Now Zahari. Al-Abdul, here's the young man, the 21-year-old has been lighting it up, passes it back outside. Al-Abdul, another one for number 31.
Can't leave him, he's wide. Very good.
Abdul Allah has been on fire, having a game of his life. And now a chance to go quickly for the easy break. Tulfikar lays it, oh, he misses. Unbelievable. He can't believe it. And that was a reprieve for New Zealand. That should have been a tie game. So Iraq called timeout. And now we'll get, for the first time, a chance to hear from Coach Veselin Matic of Iraq.
That is coming, screen for him, and then 4 man coming, 4 man is coming here, and then this one over the 5 is coming to shoot.
Well, anybody that thought this was Mayfield's team would have been sadly mistaken. I mean, they've been good contributions from everybody in this Iraq team.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confidence with 31 and also, is it 1? Yes, 1. They've been knocking it down, yes.
Tulfikar, also the young man, the center, making some plays underneath the basket. Here's Mayfield, and gets it to go! A three-pointer, a little bit of love from the rim, and Iraq have taken the lead.
Big shot there by Mayfield.
Only a soft touch would get that one to drop. My goodness. Here's Davidson, or Darling rather. Ball batted out of bounds, 3.6 seconds remain. And definitely this Iraq team has to be thrilled to come back from 12 points down. Iraq are going to call timeout. So Iraq, yeah, 12 points was the biggest lead for New Zealand. And Iraq really springing a surprise here, I think, on day one.
Here, 5 men on the ball, and then 4 men here.
Watch the
After
corners.
that, man to man. Every time, give a player near you.
Corner.
They cannot be free.
The pass in.
Everywhere. Ball is here. Now, free. Don't eat on the ball. Ball coming. This one will come. This one will come. And then everybody close the ball.
Well, they've been working hard and getting to just desserts, taking the lead. And this guy right here has been a shot in the arm for this Iraq team. You can see what he's done.
Really, really good.
.6 seconds left to get it in. Britt lets it go from the corner. And that is the end of the quarter. So Iraq Making some noise, leading 43-42 over New Zealand at halftime here at the FIBA Asia Cup in Jeddah. That's much better shooting from deep from Iraq, 6 of 13 compared to 3 of 20 for New Zealand.
Yeah, they just, they got to start getting on the rim, or they got to knock down the shots, and Iraq are daring them to take the shots, and they've created a few fast breaks the other way on missed shots. New Zealand are sending 3 or 4 players to the boards, and then are not able to recover on those, those deep rebounds.
And you saw that balanced scoring. Abdul Allah leading the way with 13 points, 12 points for Tulfikar, Hamoudi, and even Mayfield after the slow start has 9 points. So,
yeah, once Mayfield got his feet wet and he settled down, he really took control of the game. I noticed also they played him at the 2, and they use him, secondary down the other end to catch and now create. So he saved his energy for that, rather than burn his energy getting the ball up over halfway in the first quarter, because he looked really gassed after that first 7-8 minutes out there. But credit to Iraq coming back. For the New Zealand team, they're just going to knock down wide open shots. That seems to be the story.
But also, how much of this for New Zealand comes down to the fact that you have a lot of guys that haven't had maybe leading roles or pivotal roles in this team over the years, making debuts. Would you say this is an inexperienced New Zealand team?
No, they've got experience.
You got Smith Milder, who hasn't really done much so far. Natai, who picked up the 2 early fouls. Britt, who's played pretty well.
Togi and Natai are very experienced. You've got Taylor there, who's been around for a while, and you also got Flynn there also. And you've only got maybe 2 or 3 new guys in there. But look, they're playing the way they play. They just got to make some shots, and I think they need to get to the ring and force Iraq to foul or get some easy buckets in transition. I think the game plan is correct. They just fell over a little there, settling for threes.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
And the foul zone! And that time the threat of the three-pointer and having to guard everybody, the movement was perfect. Look at Paul Baker now with his ball handling. Wani Swaka gives it back to Baker. Wow. Tries to hit every dunk so hard. Look, they got to hurry. They got to get the 3. Goo gets blocked. Eldarowitz has the basketball. Lebanon has shot China. Unbelievable. Will New Zealand be content to let some time go? No, he's going to go in. Oh, he does it! Goodness me! What has Flynn Cameron not done at this FIBA Asia Cup? Araxi got it. Here he goes again. Araxi. But then he turns it up. No, almost. Yes, he does indeed. And now they pass it up. Here comes Abu Halas. Oh, he gets blocked by Ali. What a sensational swat. Well, Tom Maker back in the game. Ezzedine goes up. He gets blocked by Pender.
Wow, that is a big block. For me, that's the best block of the tournament.
The hero of this tournament overall has been Iraqi. Here he goes. Puts it up and in. Jordan still have time with 11.8 seconds remaining. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here. And now Dwyer goes in, and boy, does he put the Saudi on the poster. You feel kind of bad for Al-Hawsawi, maybe a bit naive.
He'll be having nightmares for weeks on that one.
Guess that's not to pick up a third foul. Freddie, he was going in for a dunk.
That's great defense, leading to fast break offense.
2-point game, Zenabas. It might be a three anyway. Abraham! Oh! I don't believe it! Kidding. You cannot believe it! It is stunning! Stunning save to Jakarta! Freddie Abraham! Steady Freddie! Has finally stood up to be counted! They have knocked Chinese Taipei out! Incredible!
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
On top of New Zealand, having trailed by as many as 12 points. They have come back to take the lead and played some really good basketball under coach Veselin Matic. New Zealand, as you said, Pero, probably want to maybe take a few less threes and start attacking the basket. But it's also tempting. It's like, well, these things are here. We need to take these open threes. I mean, if Iraq are able to win this game, boy, that would really be an eye-opener.
Yeah, they've really finished the half off well and really run with their luck, especially the small guard coming out hitting those big shots. He's 6 for 8. It's pretty awesome. And New Zealand need to knock down some shots or get to the rim, continue their defensive pressure up the court, and put the ball out of their main players' hands.
So what do you think about Taylor Britt? That we're watching his highlights. Overall, 12 points, leading the team in scoring. He's actually shot it pretty well.
Yeah, I think he's made a couple of threes, and he's played well. He got injured there. We took one right to the middle there. Well, that was, not nice. But he's been solid for the group, been a great leader for them.
I mean, we saw it beforehand, rankings, teams coming into these games, but at the end of the day, those rankings are built up over the course of like 6-year period. And maybe these teams are completely, they don't have some players are missing for this team or some new players that you don't take account of. And it just feels like Iraq have a nice vibe. I think the old Iraq would have caved in, fallen down by
falling behind by 12 points. This team kind of got stuck in and battled right back. And New Zealand has definitely got a fight on its hands.
It sets up for a great third quarter here, and we'll see what happens and what, you know, how each team comes out and meets the first play, and we'll go from there.
So Mayfield, who played in 8 games in the qualifiers, played 38.2 minutes per game. And already that's been less than today. Yet his team has been okay. Another Ali Ismail averages 25.6 points. He wasn't out there when they were making their run and coming back. He was watching from the bench. So it was really Ali Ibrahimi. He played the young man, that number 21. He played 7 games. So maybe not a big surprise that he played as well as he did. But I don't know that anybody saw number 31 coming out and being as good as he was. Abdul Allah. He was terrific, and we saw his play. So big moment for him. Big addition to this team, and certainly you can expect, I would expect New Zealand to be acutely aware where he is on the court in this second half.
Yeah, he got a couple mismatches there where he had a big on him. They threw it that inside against a guard. They doubled down off him, and then he got the kick out to make, I think, his last two threes. But he's still going to knock him down. You know, he's still going to knock him down. He's done a great job at that.
He didn't play any games in the qualifiers, so I guess this probably qualifies as a surprise, as well as Tulfikar Hamoudi. So these are 2 guys that are kind of X factors coming in. And we'll see if New Zealand can put a little bit more, maybe get some shots to fall. But all credit to Vesely Matic and Iraq. And if they could get a win, boy, that would really make some headlines back in Baghdad. Here's Flavel talking to New Zealand. What's he telling them right now, I wonder?
I think he's keeping the troops calm, reinforcing the game plan out there. And it all starts with their full court defense, I think. And then limiting their shooters, easy catches down the other end.
There may be some indecision.
Or Mario coming on the floor, go post up. You post up without any problem. Post up, yeah. That is, we can post him up and immediately screen from here. That is this screen. 2 people other side. But what I want to say, in an elbow, go side of the 5 man. If you cannot give a 5, 5 roll down, try to give him, and then play pick and roll. Or you cannot give a 4 high low. Pirates, team guarding. You want to guard.
1, 2, 3.
Spin our first play.
Well, scan the barcode to get the FIBA Asia Cup app in your smartphone, and give you all the information you need about this great competition. Okay, third quarter action underway here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, FIBA Asia Cup 2025. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside Pero Cameron, the former New Zealand coach, and then many, many years ago, the player. Pero, New Zealand trailing, and they have just fallen behind by 4 points as Iraq, the bank is open.
Looks like Iraq is showing their hand. They're going to go to Mayfield in the extended post, and he's just going to create from there.
Oh, boy, what a tough take. He almost made it, Taylor Britt. I'm not sure that you would expect Al-Zahiri to go out and knock down that three-pointer. He did take some threes in the qualifying. He took some. He made one. He was 1 of 4. But things are going right when you can knock in a 3 off the glass, and things are not going well when you have a good free throw shooter at the line and he misses the first. So New Zealand really fighting against it right now. And Britt misses both. Incredible. Mayfield, overhead pass up to Ishmael on the break, and boy, he will think that he should have done better there. Natai was there, gets it to King, and what an opportunity. That is a 4-point swing.
Good finish there by Mojave.
Mojave King's mother used to play for the Tall Ferns, didn't she?
Tracy, yes, he was a very good point guard, very good player.
Tolfikar misses. And Mayfield now from the corner, he misses, and another rebound for Al-Zahiri. Now he's going to put it on the deck, and Smith Milner reaches in, gets it to go off his foot, and out of bounds.
See his foot, it comes off there. Yep, come off Tohi's.
Nice alley-oop. How about that on the inbounds? And they're going to count it. A chance for a three-point play. Unbelievable play on the inbounds. And Ishmael like, where's the foul? And they gave it to him. Darling kind of came in underneath him.
Tough finish, not a great landing. But, you know, he's up there to finish his three-point play here, Ishmael.
Oh, some spectacular plays here by Iraq today on opening day. He misses. Natai with the rebound, the captain. Over to Britt. Nowhere to go outside to Toi. Smith Milner. Still a little bit long for Toi.
That's a good look for Toi. You know, he's knocking that down at a high percentage.
The pass whipped inside, but it gets away.
Just couldn't execute there. The big guy under the rim against Taylor.
Hassan Abdullah guarding Britt. Here's Darling, tries to make a shovel pass to Smith Milner, but doesn't complete it. Tolfikar for 3. That was short. And now a chance to go quickly again for Natai. Taylor Britt goes behind the back. Nice little pass. And finally Smith Milner gets one to drop. So first bucket of the game for Toi Smith Milner, one of the most experienced players in this team.
It's always good when you get a little 4-footer there. Ooh. From Toi, hopefully that will get him going.
Toi played in that team that played the Asia Cup in Lebanon. That was when he started making his. So he's been around a while, hasn't he? Back in 2017.
Yes, he's young in age, but he's truly a vet for the Tall Blacks. He's been around a long time.
Here he is having to compete down low, and they're going to call a foul on Toi Smith Milner. Trying to guard Al-Zahiri. Mayfield, quick inbounds, gets it back, puts it up.
Dodge one there.
Taylor Britt keeps the dribble low, puts it up. Oh boy, that was nice. He has really delivered for New Zealand today, keeping them in the game. Knotted at 48. Iraq putting in a great performance. Smith Milner reaching in. Foul called by the Kazakhstan referee.
Second personal foul on third team foul.
Mayfield picks up the dribble, gets it to Al-Zahiri, and puts up a difficult shot. No whistle, now Natai. Oh, and the ball goes out of bounds. Jack Andrew coming in for Smith Milner.
It's been a tough tussle here. The intensity is certainly lifted.
Definitely, you know, you talk about having a lot of experience, Smith Milner, but still young. It is a young team, 24.8 years of age, the average age for this Australia team, or this New Zealand team, excuse me. Average age for this Iraq team is 28. And Al-Zahiri gets it, and that was what they wanted. And the combative Jack Andrew brings it down. Now Natai on the break. Britt over to Natai. Ball just won't drop for the Kiwis. Now quickly, Tolfikar hangs in the air. Made a good move, but doesn't finish. And now Taylor Britt. Looked like they wanted to foul. And look at Britt put it up and in. I think he's going for a career high today, don't you? I mean, he's just like, he has got this New Zealand team on his back right now.
Yeah, he's a great leader for this team, and when things get tough, often Taylor starts to shine.
I thought you were going to say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. You put a different spin on that one.
He's just been really solid for a long, long time, and it's good to see.
Al-Zahiri, seems like they're trying to force it maybe just a tad much for Al-Zahiri. New Zealand have taken the lead again.
This is big here.
Nice pass, King. Oh. Overpassing. Al-Zahiri. Well, Al-Zahiri has also got a couple of blocks today, so maybe King was thinking about that, because otherwise he could have gone up for it. Shot from the baseline, and the foul, the push on Mayfield. And look who it is taking the foul, Taylor Britt.
Substitution for New Zealand.
What I find kind of interesting, Pero, is that
I don't think that foul was on Mayfield. I think it was on his teammate.
On Zahiri?
Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he pushed Taylor into Mayfield.
So far, Abdul-Allah, who had that great first half, hasn't played for Iraq. And there's Taylor Britt driving in and scoring a chance for a three-point play. He's got 18 points already. Sensational stuff from Taylor Britt.
Great finish there. Allows New Zealand to set their defense, push up a little.
Taylor Britt now with 19 points. Early indications that he is going to be one of the main guys in this New Zealand team. From a scoring standpoint, ball handling standpoint. Zulfikar Hamoudi in Iraq trailing by 5 points. Ismail from the left corner, got it! Well, that's what we saw in the first half. Hitting some three-pointers, kept him in it.
Big shot there, massive shot.
Nice pass into Andrew, and Mayfield reaches in and commits the foul. Here it is again. Look at this three from Ishmael. Good defense from Davison as well. Had the hand up.
2 shots coming up for number 27, Jack Andrew.
Well, in the first half, New Zealand went to the line and made 11 of 13. So it hasn't been a bad day at the line for them, but this half, it hasn't been good. They're now 12 of 18. And once again, Iraq can tie it or take the lead. Just when it felt like New Zealand was starting to get on top of them. Al-Kafaji, meanwhile, the big man that's in the game for Iraq, battling away with Andrew. Ishmael had a quiet first half. He just hit a three. He misses, and Andrew gets it to Britt. No look pass. King flies in and dunks it. And Pero, the pass from Taylor Britt was from the top shelf.
Great finish.
King arguing that Mayfield, see, watch this, no look. And then the finish, he's a high flyer, just like he used to be.
Subs have come in.
So finally, Diyar Ahmed Abdul Allah, say that 10 times, has just checked back into the game. He had 13 points in the first half. And King, after that foul, has to go sit down. Nice to see. I like the battle between Al-Kafaji and Andrew. Those two guys, two big men going right at each other. Here's Mayfield. Shot clock winding down. Flynn Cameron on him. Mayfield launches its own line. Oh, it goes in and out. But Al-Kafaji there for the offensive rebound and putback.
Short.
And from the baseline, that was Tane Murray missing it. Just grazed the net. Mayfield going between the legs, drives in, high off the glass. Good job that time, Andrew. Getting it to Davison. Flynn. And Andrew picks up the basketball. And another chance, Natai for three. Got it, finally! You got to figure some of these are going to start dropping for New Zealand. Now 4 of 24 from three-point range, New Zealand. And that takes it back to a 5-point advantage.
Big position here for Iraq. They got 5 seconds.
Zulfikar Hamoudi, another three! This team is supremely confident with its three-point shooting. Wow. Zulfikar's been playing some good basketball. There's Andrew, takes it tough. The jumping jack. Uh-oh, Al-Kafaji gets up on the break and he throws it down.
Unfortunately, Jack went down after the finish. Sydney had a free run to the lane.
How about Zulfikar Hamoudi? He has been sensational. He commits the foul. He's got 15 points.
A little bit unlucky. Looked like he got a lot of ball. Okay, then after, that was the reach. That's what it was. This was Natai's three-pointer. They could do with more of that, New Zealand. And this guy has just been stroking it from three-point range. In fact, he's got 2. And Abdul Allah has 3 threes. But they have scored a combined 28 of Iraq's 58 points. In fact, Tawfiq are now the leading scorer for this team. And Davison misses the first free throw, and after a good first half of shooting free throws for New Zealand, suddenly it's become kind of a thorn in their side to go to the line. They're now 12 of 19.
So he's back on the court.
You would think for this New Zealand team to really aspire to do something at this FIBA Asia Cup, Toe Smith-Milner has to be at his best, really. Oh, Al-Kafaji and Toe Smith-Milner taking one for the team. The forearm to the neck from Al-Kafaji. And that is 4 fouls on Al-Kafaji. Wow. Watch this. How does he think he's going to get away with that?
It looked like it just slipped up off his shirt.
And look at, he gets an earful from the assistant coach. You need to think about what you're doing. And that means the 21-year-old comes into the game, Ali Brahimi, and Britt, meanwhile, goes in and has a heat check. Here's Ali Brahimi. Find your guard. Nope. Find your center. Al-Zahiri. Smith-Milner thought he'd force a turnover. Now we're getting a look for the first time today at Al-Mahadi Zabas, but this is why you can't sit him down, folks. Abdul Allah, out of this world. His 4th three-pointer of the game.
You can't go under that. You got to follow him over.
Taylor Britt keeps it, gets it up, and misses second time in a row. And a turnover. Davison, Natai for 3. Oh, and look at the follow! What a play from Davison! Doesn't give up on it and scores with the putback. Some elevation from Carlin Davison. Look at this. And New Zealand finally get a friendly roll, but look at this. You can't let this guy get touches. You got to keep the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, with Mayfair off the court, they need to, get in on him and target him and make sure his catches are tough.
61-61, New Zealand and Iraq knotted at the end of threes. 63-61, New Zealand on top at the end of 3. I mean, that's the story. You look at that 10-21 for Iraq, 4-23 for New Zealand. How many times has Iraq hit threes to cut that deficit?
Look, especially when New Zealand started getting up 5 or 6 points and they'd come back with a big 3. But New Zealand made an adjustment too. A lot of their scores were at the ring. Nata hit that 3, but they didn't take too many in the 3rd quarter. So, setting up for a great 4th quarter coming up.
New Zealand had attempted, they were 3 of 20 at halftime from 3-point range, and they just attempted 5 threes in that 3rd quarter.
Made two. Yeah. So that's the adjustment. They started attacking the paint.
That's a beautifully taken 3 right there, isn't it? The bank was open. Makes a deposit.
Yeah, I think Taylor's really inserted himself as well as getting to the hoop a lot, getting downhill, especially in transition. Mojave's come up with a couple of very good, strong finishes also. And a lot more attack on the rim.
Hey, scanning the barcode to get courtside 1891 app.
where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. And this man right here has been utterly sensational. Number 31, Abdul Allah.
Yeah, he's been tough for Iraq. He's led them even when Mayfield's been off the court. He's done a great job.
Toe Smith-Milner wide open from deep, and finally, get a bit of love from the rim. That one makes up for Mayfield in the first half. And let's see if that gets him going. It's a 5-point lead for the Tall Blacks. Oh. Al-Zahiri gets in, goes up, and he's a tough customer.
Good strong move there.
Taylor Britt out to Davidson, back to Toe Smith-Milner. And drives and gets the foul called on Al-Zahiri. Do you like passing up the open three and going to the basket?
Well,
after just making one?
I think the plan is to get to the ring and get their bigs in foul trouble and just keep putting pressure on the hoop there.
That's a great finish.
Great finish. Able to keep his dribbling there.
Smith-Milner goes to the line, calmly makes the first. The second half has been better for him. Look at that, Andrew. I like a lot of these new faces for both of these teams. They have really stood out today. Meanwhile, Smith-Milner makes both free throws, and he continues now to come to life. Toei now has 6 points, 5 rebounds. Al-Zahiri gets it over to Almadi Abbas. Abbas, his pass thrown away. You know, at halftime, 8 turnovers for Iraq at the break. And they've got 12 now, so it hasn't been ruinous, really, for either team, turnovers. In fact, that's one area where New Zealand were pretty good. They didn't turn it over much at all. Toe Smith-Milner on the break, high arcing three, does not go, but the offensive rebound keeps it. And look at Taylor Britt, just keeps on keeping on. Stand up and clap, my goodness.
Mayfield's back in the game.
Seven-point advantage for the Tall Blacks, but we've seen this before. Iraq have come back. Al-Zahiri left open, short, long rebound back to Al-Zahiri. Nice
Great pass.
Unbelievable. Great. Ali Ibrahimi has been terrific. Natai drives to Davidson, hands it back off to Natai. And Tane Murray does a good job of getting in there, get the rebound, but then might have forced that one up. And going down, Abdul Allah doesn't get any love from anybody on that one. His teammates appealing for a foul. Watch this.
I think New Zealand dodged a big shot from the corner there.
Abdul Allah hasn't missed much today.
They come out of zone. Oh,
how about that? King making some plays himself. He's got 16.
Big shot by Mojave.
Even though he had that great dunk and that shot there, it seems like a quiet 16 for him. He's really poured them in. That's a good sign. Now the lead 73-65. Of course, he gets some tough defensive assignments. Here's the pass, Ali Ibrahimi, and fouled by Davidson. I like number 3. He's got some athleticism.
I'm trying to listen to you. That's it.
Mayfield takes it deep. Nice pass back to Ali Brahimi, and he's fouled by Davidson, so he will go to the line.
Great pass by Mayfield there to find the cutter there. Shooting 2 at the line.
He's this kid or young man is going to be a part of this program for a long time, you would think. 6 of 28 from three-point range now, New Zealand. Second half has been much better in that sense. Ali Brahimi misses with the first. So he makes 1 of 2.
Iraq extending their pressure. They're dropping back in the zone. Ooh.
Nice fake, nice pass. Smith-Milner, got it! Another one for Toei. Toeing the line. And the 7th three-pointer of the game for New Zealand. 10-point advantage. Al-Zahari gets it to Ali Brahimi. Nice touch from number 3. 76-68. Flynn Cameron coming in for Taylor Britt.
Big shot there by Ali Brahimi.
Here's Davison. King.
Oh.
Cameron got the pick from Smith-Milner. Cameron puts it up and in. Again, those point guards for New Zealand just so shifty. Oh, and Smith-Milner now takes the offensive foul by Al-Zahari. So he has definitely gotten up in the grill of both of those guys. Well, how do you compete with the bigs of Iraq? I mean, you get up and you get them annoyed, I guess. Watch this. Oh no, this is
This is a great play. You know, anytime you get your point guard in the back of the zone and create and find the shooters, that's pretty awesome.
Taylor Britt, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple of steals. Plus 25 efficiency. Oh, and another putback, this time a jam from Carlin Davidson, the high flyer.
Iraq needs something here. Mayfield stepping up, which is great.
Al-Zahari for 3.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
Still a lot of basketball to be played. Smith-Milner doesn't wait around. Oh. He felt it, and he gets it right back. And the man that had no points at halftime now has 13.
These two bigs going at it. It's great to see.
Oh, nice hands from Flynn Cameron, getting the hands up on D. Al-Zahari's going out. Al-Kafaji coming back in. Very animated conversation with Veselin Matic over on the sidelines with Al-Zahari as he comes out of the game. Look at that putback. Well, here's Mayfield. Nice bounce pass, Mayfield. Oh, beautiful pass as well from Abdul Allah.
Backdoor play.
And Davidson again goes in. Look at that, finishing with the left hand. Fundamental. 85-73. They've matched their biggest lead of the game, New Zealand. Mayfield, nice pass into Al-Kafaji. Going for the putback. Not there. You feel a little bit for Mayfield because he wants to make an impact on this game. He makes the pass. Just great defense by New Zealand. Look at this.
I think for Iraq, they need to start going back to their shooter a little more.
Yeah, to Tolfikar and to Abdul Allah. And maybe get Ishmael out there as well. Just start putting some threes up. 4:16 remaining. So we don't go to listen to the coaches during the fourth quarter, during the timeouts. But it's been a good response for New Zealand because this was kind of turning into a very tricky game for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a 4.5-point lead for them after the first play of the second half. And I think, I mean, both teams, we've seen some responses which have been great. But they just got away from them a little, and the pace of the game has caught up with Iraq a little, and you can see the big, they're getting a little bit more, anxious about things, and we just want them to come out here and finish strong and make this a game. And for New Zealand, they just got to keep that pace up, keep that full court pressure up, and keep bringing the energy.
Well, you almost think this is a golden opportunity for Iraq if they can somehow still manage to get back into this and get a win. But even if they don't, this is something they can build on going into the next couple of games. Ishmael catches, puts it up. And good rebound from King. Here's King. Drives in. Al-Kafaji with the board. Whistle blows. Clock stops. That's good for Iraq. And there he is. Abdul Allah is going to head over to the bench. Great performance from him today. 25 years of age. And what is the play? What was the call here? A foul on Abdul Allah?
Yeah, he seems a little bit frustrated. He hasn't had as many touches as he would like in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and we're in the money time, the last 3 or 4 minutes.
So they call it a technical foul. Or unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike foul is called, excuse me. So he makes one, misses the second. I almost think that Matic made a mistake. I mean, what do I know, but he had been one of your best players, if not your best players in the first half. He didn't check into the second half until several minutes. I think when the guy's hot, you got to keep him in the game. Oh boy, nice D from Ishmael. A little bit sloppy from Natai. And now this leads to a break. And this time he misses the layup. Abdul Allah, Ishmael has it. And they end up having to take a difficult shot and come away with nothing. Flynn Cameron, nice no-look pass to Davison. And New Zealand going up now by 15 points. So you can actually see New Zealand playing much better in this second half, growing up a little bit, maybe, finding their identity. Natai reaches in, gets the steal. Here's Davison. Oh, my goodness! And he has got some hops.
Yeah, tremendous athlete there, but great read by Nato coming through off Mojave's pressure up court and getting the steal and then giving Davidson that dunk. It's very good to see.
Davison has contributed as well in the second half. I think he had 2 points in the first half. He's now got 12. So New Zealand, as you look at the numbers for some of the Iraq players, struggled mightily in the first half. Taylor Britt, I think, really carried the load scoring-wise, doing a little bit of everything, in fact. But in the second half, it seems to have all kind of come together here for New Zealand.
Yeah, I think he really led his group with pushing the pressure and pushing the ball, especially on attack, just getting to the ring and getting their bigs in foul trouble and getting them on the back foot. He's been great for this group today. They might come away with the W. Still 3 minutes left.
And don't forget the issue of goal differential. You know, if you're Iraq, you've played so well. Now you're down 17. At bare minimum, you want to try to cut into this deficit because you never know how goal differential in games might come into play. Here's the ball deflected away. Remember that the team that wins the group goes straight to the quarterfinals, and the teams that finish second and third go to the qualification for the quarterfinals. And you could end up with 3 teams battling for 2 spots, and then it goes down to goal differential. Or maybe points scored or whatever. So anyway, timeout for New Zealand.
Go. Nose in it. Bump him out. Oh, you down in the wall here? Oh, you're here. This is Flint Jordan. Get down the ball. We're in clinch right here. Stagger away. Stagger away. Go really low. Now.
Well, you look at Britt, 7 of 11 from the floor. And Pero, let's go back and look at the group. So you got Chinese Taipei and Philippines who are going to trade blows in the last game tonight. So this is just one day. One of those teams is going to win. One of those teams is going to lose. And the thing about tournament play is one loss doesn't knock you out. And you have to just continue to fight. But it does feel kind of like a 17-point deficit for this Iraq team. It's a bit harsh on how well they played today. But give credit to New Zealand. They've really turned it up in this second half.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Oh, good try. Here's Abbas. Has it knocked away. Iraq were trying to get something quick. Here's Flynn with the lob. And King soars high and gets his second dunk of the game. Zulfikar Hamoudi gets blocked. Good job, Darling. It's a 19-point advantage. Darling goes up, and he lays it up and in. And New Zealand closing in on victory on day one when it looked decidedly uncertain midway through this contest. Here's Davison, saves it in bounds.
Good save, Colin.
Good job. Now quickly over to Flynn Cameron for 3. And incredible turnaround in this game, in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's tough for
31-12, or now it's 34-12. New Zealand have outscored Iraq.
It's tough for Iraq, but they lost their main player. They're obviously resting them for the next game. They've taken them out, and now all their pressure is realized by a couple of players that haven't played much, So they've come in, and I think they've put on a quick 7-8 points in a minute.
Steals for New Zealand. That's a good sign for them. Just 9 turnovers.
Bounce pass. Abbas has it. And again, Iraq. We're taking it to the rack in the first half, but they've been taken to the rack in the second half. And New Zealand putting the finishing touches on what has been an impressive kind of come from behind, or not come from behind win, but kind of a win, a game where they just really struggled. Sometimes it's good to win games when you struggle like this, isn't it? In terms of like growth.
Yes and no, you know, like
the adversity, or are you disappointed that you weren't sharper from the
yeah,
start?
It's always good to have your first game being a bit of a grind, but you know, a lot of the momentum was with Iraq there, and I think New Zealand had to dig deep there to answer the challenge and meet it. And now, you know, like both teams there, they've put a lot of their younger guys on to get some of that valuable court time and experience.
Do you think that, oh, look at this. Nice, strong block attempt and a little bit of frustration for Al-Kafaji, who's going to go out of the game. That'll be 5, Al-Kafaji. You think Flavel has learned a little bit more about his team from today, or do you think nothing surprising? I guess maybe he's just had it reconfirmed that Davidson can be a real weapon off the bench from an energy standpoint.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think for their vets that, you know, answered the call. I thought Tohi came out and played big in the third quarter there and accepted the challenge with, you know, 0 for them, who was playing well, and basically put him out the game, and then he hit 3 threes, you know.
Ali Ibrahimi, guarded by Gold. Nice bounce pass. They got to get it up. Abbas missing. And the pass thrown out of bounds. Well, it'll be interesting to hear what Flavel has to say after this game, as well as Matic. And I guess the Philippines will certainly be on notice, as well as Chinese Taipei. As you see the three-pointer, another one for Abdul Allah. I mean, look at that, 5 of 6 from deep. He certainly had it confirmed that he's a good shooter. I don't think he's going to catch anybody by surprise. Jordan Hunt from downtown. Gets it up, and right before the end, good take from Jordan Hunt. He actually looked up and saw how much time he had and then went in. So Jordan Hunt gets New Zealand to the century mark. Wow, that didn't seem possible after the first half. New Zealand overcome a very scrappy, hot shooting Iraq team. They win it convincingly in the end, 100-78.
Yeah, tough game, I think, for Iraq to finish like that, especially what they did in the first half and even halfway through the third quarter. I think obviously New Zealand made the right adjustments and getting on the ring. A lot of you saw they only took 5 threes in the third quarter as opposed to the 20 plus in the first half. And then they got their mojo back, you know, and great fight by Iraq. They just couldn't maintain 4 quarters, really.
So both teams huddling up, and it has to be, I guess the challenge for Matic is not to allow this to become like a deflating defeat for Iraq. Try to draw some positives and get ready for your next games. This is the three-point shooting department certainly changed in the second half, you can see.
It shows you New Zealand got to the line 26 times as opposed to Iraq's 8.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big
Attacking
difference.
the rim.
Yeah.
Britt, probably player of the game, 19 points, but also with a bunch of rebounds and some assists and some steals.
Toby Smith-Milner coming over to say, all the New Zealanders coming over to see Coach Cameron. And a good win for New Zealand. I think sometimes when you win ugly, it has to be more satisfying.
Look, winning is the most important thing to get, you know,
when
you're trying to get out of the pool. But
yeah,
they'll look to improve on a lot of their game. But Iraq, you know, very impressive, and especially in the first half and fighting back and going up, you know, 4, I think, in the third quarter. So they just couldn't maintain that kind of intensity and that level, and, you know, fell away when they lost their big, and then also Mayfield, sorry, you know, and he was huge for them, and that's great learning for them as a group.
What do you think? So what does Coach Matic say to Iraq after this game?
Look, they just got to, you know, put it behind them. They'll address a few things that they could be solid at, but
don't dwell on the defeat.
You can't. You're in tournament play. You know, you got 3 more games, 2 more games, and you need to finish in that top 3. You know, that's the goal, so you can advance. So, you know, it's about addressing some things they need to improve on and be better at. But ultimately, it's to put it to the side and concentrate on the next game.
So as we look at these highlights, Pero, I have to ask you: do you feel much more pressure as a coach, or you feel more pressure being next to me?
Yeah, it's a little bit daunting at times when you're out there as a coach. But right here, you know, I like it. I enjoy it. It's hard to be kind of open about, you know, both groups playing, especially with a past team.
Well, look at that. New Zealand up at the top at 1-0, Iraq 0-1, and of course you've got Chinese Taipei squaring off against Philippines tonight, and that should be a humdinger as well. So 1 down, a lot to go here at the FIBA Asia Cup. That's good news for you and for us and everybody else that loves international basketball. 100-78, New Zealand win game day 1 against Iraq.